decides to do its own thing.
And isn't that the way? I
This
think
is the
you're.
way.
Did you move your desk a little bit further away from your?
No, the camera's probably like
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. So we were talking about the fact. The first thing I wanted to say is, so there's a Australian sketch comedy group named Auntie Donna who I really like. Who I've talked to Ben about before. They have a Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun on Netflix, which is pretty funny. And when I say pretty funny, I mean one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
your whole
They
life.
also have a podcast, um, and they had a tour,
A
Ben,
tour?
that they did, and they came to Chicago as the second stop on their U.S. tour. First stop was New York City,
New York City?
and Pace. Um, they sauce. Uh, Jennifer went with me as a birthday present to me, and she enjoyed it.
Really?
Uh, Having a little more uh, knowledge of who they were and everything, but mostly seeing them kind of blind as well. And here's the thing: they didn't. It's like if you go. Imagine you go to see a band, and you're looking for the hits. You're wanting to hear the hits. Well, there's no hits. There's just a a great all new stuff thing that happens,
Is it
which is what
so?
you want with
I'm
comedy.
sorry. Is it sketch comedy?
It is sketch comedy.
All right. So they do
Yeah.
sketches, or is it like podcast sketches?
They do sketches.
All
They
right.
do like actual real sketches.
Real life
Um,
sketches.
Real life sketches. And I don't want to ruin the show for anyone who is listening to the podcast who hasn't seen it yet, but I kind of do
Oh,
want to
ruin
talk
it,
about
Paul.
it.
Ruin it.
Um, so the thing that they did that I like the best. Oh, okay. So first of all, I need to give you a little bit of background. Um, I went to the meet and greet.
Right. You
Uh,
mentioned that you had bought that ticket.
Now, a meet and greet, Ben, is not, in this case anyway, is not, hey, you're in a banquet hall and they're also in the banquet hall sitting at tables and you go around all one at a time and see them. Because that does happen in some meet and greets. Um, that's not what this is. Meet and greet is just they're doing like a sound check beforehand a little bit with their microphones and we're there and they're talking. So
Did you get to meet or greet any of them?
not really. But let me explain what Jennifer observed. Uh, I have a vague recollection of this, and she said, "Do you know what you did
Uh-oh.
uh, at the concert?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know what you mean." Uh, so one of the members of the group comes out. His name is Broden Kelly. He's the guy who um,
Broden. That's a
is
very
the
Australian
bald
name.
one with the beard. Uh, and he comes out, and at first I see that there's a bald man with a beard, and then I see, oh, it's Broden Kelly, and I'm like, thinking to myself, wow, that's Broden Kelly. Can't believe it. I'm really seeing them. Auntie Donna here in Chicago on stage, and I get to be here. That's really cool. Is what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Did you
out
say those words
loud,
out loud?
out loud, I said, he's there. He's really there. There he is. Oh my gosh, it's happening. It's all happening, right?
So you're a huge fan of this
So
group.
I'm vocalizing this, right?
Yeah.
As I'm watching. And you know, when I'm in the moment, thinking I'm thinking these things, Broden Kelly starts clapping and says, "We did it. We did it, everyone." And like claps. After the post mortem, when Jennifer says, "Did you know that you said he's real? He's really here," and all that. I said, "Do you think that him saying we did it? Yeah, we did it. was in direct response to me saying he's here, he's really here, there he is. And she was like, almost yes, that would
So
definitely be a.
you were close enough that he
Oh,
would have
I was
heard
like
you.
second
Ah.
row. He was as close as you are to me now, Ben, is what I was going to say, which is funny. Um,
Yeah. Seeing as how I'm what, 2,500 miles away
yeah.
from you?
So somebody gave Mark Bonanno, another member of Auntie Donna, a pick from Mr. Bungle, a Mr. Bungle show.
Yeah. Wow.
And he had, I think I've told you this before, but maybe not. On one of the podcasts, it was the presidential debate podcast where they got to debate to see who was going to be the president of Auntie Donna.
Okay.
Uh, and in it, he did all of Squeeze Me Macaroni,
Don't know what that is.
which is a Mr. Bungle song. Just
Okay.
a cappella did the whole thing. And
So it wasn't an out of left field gift.
yeah, so they gave him that, and I yelled to him from my seat because this is when they were leaving. They were all leaving, right?
Yeah.
I yelled to him from my seat and I said, "Squeeze Me Macaroni was perfect." And he said, "Thanks, man. I'm going to do Stub a Dub next, or I'm thinking about doing Stub a Dub." Um,
Another Mr. Bungle song,
Another
I
Mr. Bungle song.
presume.
So I did talk to them sort of at the meet and greet. That's what I meant by sort of.
Yeah.
And then during the show itself, Ben,
Yeah.
there was some audience interaction that I was a part of, which is that there was a video screen that played an episode of Doctor Who, and they're like, "What is this? What is this? What are we watching? What is this? Who's that guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is the episode of Doctor Who," and I couldn't think of the name Vincent Van Gogh at the time. So
Oh,
I
that
said, "This
episode.
is the
Yeah.
episode of Doctor Who with the guy who painted Starry Night." Uh, and and so he would he and this is Broden Kelly again would ask me, "Oh, well, then what's this? And what is this happening?" And they said, "Wait a second, they've gotten Vincent Van Gogh to see Vincent Van Gogh's paintings? That's impossible unless Doctor Who can travel through time, like derisively and all that."
Right.
And they did a kind of a thing which when I watched it, I kind of felt that as well. That was, you know, a little schmaltzy, a little too precious, if
Yeah.
you will, which people have accused Stephen Moffat of doing. And I think that was a Stephen Moffat one. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive, but I'm almost sure.
Probably.
Matt Smith.
Right.
And so, and then later on, there was a time traveler who took them, said, "I think you boys don't feel appreciated enough," or something like that. Took them to, and of course, if you're Auntie Donna listening to this, I'm sorry that I'm paraphrasing this all wrong. Uh, and took them with his time machine to,
This is a sketch in the show.
yeah, yeah, took them in his time machine to the same Vincent Van Gogh exhibit. And they were like, "See, he wasn't appreciated in his time." And then they're like, "Well, if you have a time machine, why wouldn't you take us to some sort of Auntie Donna museum exhibit?" And she's like, "You think there's going to be an Auntie Donna museum exhibit? Are you crazy?" And that was fun. So I think that was my favorite sketch because of, the interaction that I was able to do with them by explaining.
So your favorite one is the one where you made it about you?
Yes. Although, and I think I'm going to go with Jennifer about this one. Um, there's they do this sketch, and when I describe it, it's not going to be as funny as it was, on the day or whatever. But it's David and Richard Attenborough having an extreme blow up on set over some peach Snapple,
Okay.
uh, and that's it. It's just them fighting, and it it was brilliant. It's very good. So I was very happy to do that. Um, Missed a improv class for it, but I feel okay about it.
Well, I'm sure if your improv instructor and fellow students knew where you were going, they would have
Oh, they did.
excused
I
you.
obviously told them more
Yes.
than once,
Gave them
being
more information than what they needed.
yes. Now, I'm going to miss one more improv class, and we have to talk about that week. It's going to be the week of December, the first week in December. I'm going to be
Okay.
traveling for work. I will be back that Friday.
Okay.
So maybe we could do it then.
And yeah, and like I mentioned, I think after we stopped recording last week, we're gonna need to do a twofer soon.
Okay?
Can you do a twofer next week?
I can.
Sweet, book it, Dano.
I will. Yep. Supposed to get snow on Sunday.
Wow,
Yeah. Oh, hey, let's talk about a fun thing that happened yesterday. No, yes,
snow, snow, snow,
yesterday.
snow, 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 snow.
Yesterday, I talked to my boss. I'm like, hey, look, it's voting. I would like to go
No,
during my
yeah,
lunch hour and vote. And she was like, great, that sounds fine. So I went and I showed up at the high school that is where we vote, and there was no voting happening that day because Illinois doesn't have anything to vote for
I'm sorry.
on November 4th. There were no Cook County, Illinois did not have
There's
any
nothing on the ballot for Cook County.
nothing on the ballot.
Interesting. No
Uh,
city measures that needed to
this
be voted on.
this happened to us once before. This exact same thing. So it turns out that what what we should have been thinking about as far as voting was March of 2026 is the next like actual voting thing. But
Your
in a
next like
way,
special
and
election.
I wanted to tell you, Ben, this is the interesting thing. Um, Being on the left occasionally gets you in a weird space. And I recently have been like, it's great that JB Pritzker is a billionaire because he can stand up to other rich people and he
Other
cares about
billionaires.
Illinois and
Yeah.
yeah, stand up to other billionaires. It's nice. Um, and then as you know, uh, in New York, um, the mayor, the now mayor-elect,
Zoran Mamdani.
Zoran Mamdani, won. And
Yeah.
it's like, the tide is turning. Finally, we're going to have someone who stands up to the billionaires, like Governor J.B. Pritzker, who is a billion. This is what I'm talking about. He's a billionaire, and he's a good billionaire, but there are no good billion, but there like that. That's what happened. And I finally fell back on the well, no politician should be your friend kind of thing. He is good for Illinois right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yesterday, November 4th, 2025 was the general election for an off election year.
did you have
Um,
anything that was in
yeah,
Seattle?
we voted. There were a number of ballot measures, but the big thing that we voted on was we had a progressive challenger to the city of Seattle against the incumbent, more moderate mayor.
Ah, yes.
So Bruce Harrell is our mayor. He's a very moderate Democrat, And Katie Wilson, who is the progressive challenger, ran a great campaign, garnered a lot of grassroots support, uh, topped Harrell by like 10 points or so in the primary. But as of now, after the initial ballot drop count has been counted, the last time I looked, it was Harrell was up like 54% to her 46%. Um,
Mm,
chances are Harrell is going to stay Seattle's mayor unless a big tide has shifted. However, across the country, Democrats have flipped many red districts blue.
yes. Interesting. Did California's thing to this is for again the future historians who listen to this and want to know how the war started. I'm
Prop
kidding.
Prop 50
Um,
did pass.
so Prop 50 is
So
where
California will be able to redistrict the. So California, yes, will be able to gerrymander more Democratic House seats to
yes,
counteract basically what every other Republican state is going to be doing, beginning
yeah,
with
and
Texas.
this is one of those things where it's like it's hard, man. This is one of the reasons why um I do like and we've talked about this before. I do like the fact that reporters in the olden times didn't vote because they thought that voting would hurt their credibility, et cetera, et cetera. This is one of
We're
those things
past that.
where, you know, if something is bad when someone else does it, is it good when someone who's on your side does it? And it's like
I
I'm
mean,
reminded
that's the
of
thing about California is they voted, I think, when Schwarzenegger was governor,
yeah.
for an independent council to draw their districts. And a lot of people in California, a lot of like progressive Democrats didn't want to vote for Prop 50 because they're like, well, then we're just stooping to the GOP's level,
Hmm.
and we can't stay independent in that
And
nature.
for historical context, Gavin Newsom, the current governor
Yeah,
of California, has in fact stooped to the level of the current sitting president
it's
in a funny way.
been
He's doing
hilarious to watch
funny.
the reaction to that because yeah, Newsom, I don't know if he's still doing but he has been tweeting in the way that Trump, as they say, truths. And the reaction from conservative commentators has been really hilarious because they're saying Gavin Newsom is being childish. Why can't he be more mature? While totally
Yeah.
giving Trump a pass.
So
Not surprising, but funny.
so the big thing is that Paul F. Tompkins, your friend and mine, at least in humor,
Our close friend.
we don't really talk to him.
We have both
We
met
have
him.
spoken to him, uh, and famously compared Betty to the IKEA monkey in the funniest way possible. Um, he some people got really mad at him because he said, you got to remember that Gavin Newsom, you know, was, and he named a couple of things that he had done. I think he was like against trans rights, at least at one point in time, and,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And a lot of people, and this is again the danger. A lot of people were mad at him and were like, hey, read
For
the
pointing out
room.
Newsom's previous
Somebody
positions
said,
on things. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, well, you can read the room, or you can stand by your
I mean,
ideals and
like
have the test of time.
in in Obama's first term, he said that he was against gay marriage.
Yeah,
And then when he was finally for it, he said that his feelings have evolved. And
exactly.
I'm guessing that his feelings have evolved because he found out that a majority of Americans are for gay marriage.
It is possible. Although I do think that Barack Obama in general um, has gone through many evolutions in his life, being America's first cool president. Uh, I feel like.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure that some other presidents were.
Yeah.
Well, were they though?
I mean,
Were
it
they?
we are living in a post hypocrisy world in that when Obama installed a basketball court
Yes.
at the White House, the right erupted. How can he desecrate the sacred grounds of the White House by installing a basketball court
Where there
um,
used to be a tennis court,
where there used
I
to be a
might
tennis
add.
court?
Yeah.
Now that Trump has literally demolished the East Wing,
Yeah. Do you remember?
there's no, and again, it's not a surprise that there's no outrage from the same people who you could call it a dog whistle that he because it was a basketball court and he was,
Oh, interesting.
America's first black president. But
Um, the disposable heroes of hypocrisy. Do you remember them?
the
They have.
disposable heroes of hypocrisy,
I think they had one song called "Deeper Shade of Soul."
I do not remember them.
It's a deeper shade of soul.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't sing
yeah,
too much. We may get
yeah.
struck down by YouTube.
Oh man, what about what I did? Oh, that's gonna get cut. Probably. I opened the thing with Fleetwood Mac song, uh, which is which is good. He just came out and said it. Oh,
Today I'm drinking black cherry. I think I had this last week as well.
I stole two short stories from Harlan Ellison.
Ah.
He says during an interview, and then well, this is a callback to the story that we talked about before, which is how James Cameron got sued by Harlan Ellison because he admitted in an interview that he
Oh.
stole the plot from Terminator.
Never
Harlan
admit it.
Ellison, yeah,
Let
he
them prove
admitted,
it.
uh, which is fun. Stinky steering wheel fly off. Listen, I've been having
Huh?
I was just quotes from I Think You Should Leave.
Oh.
Um,
Which I have
there's
not
a
seen.
there's it's especially the one that I'm quoting. I really like them. I really
I
like them a
did.
lot. I
I
think
think
they're
we've
good.
talked about this. I did watch the first episode of The Chair Company.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say,
Did
did you watch the second episode of
I
The
have
Chair
not
Company?
seen. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes out now. I've not seen any of them. I was having this conversation with another friend as well. I think the exact same conversation I had with you, where if like Tim Robinson is a very specific flavor of comedy, and
Yes,
if you don't know that flavor or appreciate that flavor, like you're kind of lost and wondering why people find it so funny.
yes. I do enjoy it, which is part of. That's another thing that happened at the Auntie Donna show, by the way. Um, he was like, they were playing these middle-aged dad characters, and one was like, "What's the one with Gary Oldman?" Uh, and I was like, "Slow Horses," and it's like, "Slow Horses." That's like, so I got to yell out "Slow Horses" a bunch.
Was
I
when
love
you
just
were
talking about.
interacting with them, was Jennifer sitting next to you, kind of like holding her
No, no,
head?
she was not. She was not. Um, they actually hit one of her favorites too, which is that hamburgers don't have anything to do with ham. It is about
A
Hamburg.
classic.
Yes. And then
Hamburg.
yes. Um, let's see. So,
I
uh,
got my humbug in Hamburg.
Baham. We can do this.
Baham.
Hamburg. So
Hamburg.
Hamburg, but the ba has to change a little bit, doesn't it?
I think if
Uh,
you're I think if Hamburg and the Bahamas become sister cities. I know the Bahamas aren't a city,
Hamburg.
but
That
Hamburg.
yes, Hamburg. It's Ebenezer Scrooge in Bermuda shorts and a hat and a Hawaiian shirt, sunglasses in the city of Hamburg, and it says Hamburg.
Yep.
I think we got it. I think we're there.
Cut,
Um,
print, protect the game.
so so tomorrow I find out more about ampersand. Ampersand is, again, I think I've talked to you about it. Um, it's the thing the improv theater that I'm a part of as a student is doing, and I kind of think of it maybe sort of like training wheels. Let me describe an idea, and then you tell me what you think. Like, imagine, if you will, Annex had a class or a workshop,
Okay.
and it's $75 to show up to this workshop. Okay. People are allowed to attend, audience members are allowed to attend this workshop. And it's every every month. It's like spin the bottle, right? Every month, or let's say every other week. Every other week, um, you get temporary people. Is that what it is? Temporary people? Is that right?
Yeah.
Temporary people shows up, and you, if you paid your $75, uh, improvise with temporary people while there are people there. And then it's
Do the audience pay to watch the show?
I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. I don't understand that part of it yet. I'll explain it to you next time because I'll the informational
And this is like
talk
is
is on Thursday.
the program at this theater called Ampersand, and that's what you're going to like tomorrow
Yes.
and for Thursdays going
So
forward.
ampersand is a this is the name of the thing. It's at the theater. So I'm going tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't a performance. It's just the thing where they talk about it and explain what it is.
Initiation.
Yeah, I think this is the thing is I believe that it might be kind of a halfway step between taking classes and being a player at the theater.
Yeah.
Like not really an audition. It's like I said, it's there's no real name for it, but I think it's very interesting because it's a class, but it isn't a class. It's a performance, but it isn't a performance. You're paying, but you're paying way less than you would pay for a regular class.
It's
It's
like
very odd.
a pay to play audition.
Yeah. In fact, a showcase, Ben. Let's talk about this. A showcase where that they have like in LA or whatever, where they're like, oh, and this guy
Yeah.
from Saturday Night Live is going to be there, whatever. Do you pay to be in those?
I don't know. I've never done one. I
Because if you
think
do, then that sounds similar to what
yeah.
this is.
I'm like I think in places like Upright Citizens Brigade or the Groundlings, those showcases are cast with people who have paid to take classes. I don't know if they're paying like dues or whatnot. They have like put in the
Yeah,
groundwork. They have and their
absolutely.
dollars to
And
be
I
there.
think that you actually auditioned to be
Yeah,
in things there as well. That's one of the other things. The revival does not ask any, from what I've seen, no one auditions for anything. Um, they take all comers. I don't know. I like them. I've been having it's a supportive environment, that sort of thing.
right.
And also they're the closest to my house.
They're
I
closest.
know this is dumb, but it is. I mean, that's where I started at Annex,
Yeah,
right across the
it's
street.
right down the street.
It just so happens that Annex also um, operated in a way that I agreed with, so that helps.
Yeah,
Rule of 2 feet is very good,
indeed.
in my opinion. Yes. Okay, so
Which I
um,
exercise a lot with my 2 feet.
how, Ben, are you doing with the time change?
I much like Paul F. Tompkins' routine on daylight savings time. I it doesn't bother me. I am
So
not. like, like Paul Tompkins says, I am not confused by people who are affected by daylight savings time. But if somebody, I've gotten to the point in my life where at this point in your life, you should know about daylight savings time. So if you are an hour late to something or an hour early to something that you're going to meet me at, then I will probably get annoyed with you
Yeah, I
because
feel that. Yeah.
your clocks, chances are your alarm clock knows about the time change.
So everything that affects me now about the time change doesn't have anything to do with me showing up on time or anything. It just has to do with me not being tired when I should be tired, being tired. Like right now, it's 6:30, 8.
Yeah.
It has been 6:30 something for a half hour now. Is what it feels like. Like it's
This
not
show, I just say it, Paul. This
it
show is so long for you.
it
Just this
is
hour,
not.
it just
I
stretches
knew
on forever. So
I knew
interminable.
that bringing
How
this
dare?
up would. No, that is not what I'm saying, and you know it. Um, like it feel like it just feels like because it should be 7:39
Yeah.
now. The fact that it's 6:39 makes it seem like I keep skipping back in time. So that's one
Hmm.
thing, the psychological part of it. My body's just like, it's later than it is. And then also, I have animals, and my animals
Yeah.
famously don't look at the
They
clock when
they
it's
don't look
time
at
to
the
get
clock
eaten. Or
when it's time to
wait,
get
hold on,
eaten.
wait.
Paul, hang on a
Uh,
sec.
hey,
The, you know what? What gets me the most about the time change, especially living here in Seattle, is like you can't see the outside from where you are. It is dark now. It's only
yeah,
4:40. It is dark outside. So that's the part that gets me. Is it being like when we're done here, it's going to be a little bit after 5 my time. I'm going to go immediately make dinner because to
uh-huh,
me, my body's like, it's dinner time. It's dark outside. You
yeah.
should hunker down, make dinner, watch a little bit of TV, and go to sleep. Whereas if this were the summertime, I would have 3.5 more hours of daylight left, maybe even 4.
I think we talked about this too. Like before artificial lighting, what you do is much more dictated by the light outside.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
reading with lights on inside, it's not the same as reading by candlelight. Reading by candlelight is difficult.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever tried reading by Well, what? No. Yeah, no, I've never tried reading by candlelight.
Well, it flickers on the page and stuff.
Kerosene lanterns, on the other hand, I have read by.
A kerosene lantern has a much more steady
Yeah.
light.
But no, I've never tried to read by candlelight. When power has gone out in places that I've lived, the candles were not used for reading. They were basically
So
just used to see where you were going. You didn't stub your toe in the hallway.
to look upon one's lady love in the darkness.
It's me, Ebenezer Scrooge, your old
Oh,
partner.
hello. Merry Christmas. I didn't get you anything because I'm old and dumb. Let me say, that the reason I did that whole thing, is
Yeah.
because do you know what's coming up on November 17th, Ben?
Monday, November 17th. I do not know what's coming up on
It
Monday, November
is
17th.
Jennifer and Paul's makeup 20th anniversary because we forgot that
Oh.
October 9th was our anniversary.
You mentioned that last week, but you didn't mention a date.
Yeah, so we did a little something, but now we're gonna do like a bigger something.
You gonna go out to like a nice dinner or something?
We're going out to a nice dinner. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you where.
Is it a surprise for Jennifer?
It is not so much of a surprise of Jennifer, but
You haven't
that
made the
I've
reservation
given a
yet.
date already. I can't give a date and a location at the same time. My paranoia will not allow it. Um,
For all of zero people who are watching this right now.
mhm.
But
I,
for the people who will eventually listen, so shout out to Steven and Catherine, and I think Alex King also sometimes listen to the show.
Alex
So
King,
hit me up, Alex, if you
hello.
heard this shout out.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
got my
real test.
number.
If Alex King gets a hold of you, he can join the triumvirate for sure.
Yeah,
Now, Ben, we've talked
we
about this
may
before.
have lost drunk as a regular viewer.
I think I once I moved
It's
away
been a,
from St. Louis, like,
it's been a
where's the
minute.
connection?
Oh yeah, yeah, true that.
I it is always interesting hearing people talk about travel to St. Louis. Like, hey, when you go to St. Louis, don't do this, don't do that, that kind of thing. Um,
Because it's such a dangerous city.
well, there are parts of it that some people would find dangerous. Okay, so
I mean, I will say my first impression of how bad St. Louis can be is from the movie National Lampoon's Vacation.
mm,
Have you seen Vacation?
I haven't seen Vacation, but was it St. Louis or East St. Louis?
East St. Louis.
See, so East St. Louis is a different place. East St. Louis,
So
okay,
they're in St. Louis, then they cross the river, and then they're in East
yeah.
St. Louis.
So you saw the Watchmen TV show.
Yes, just
Okay,
called Watchmen.
something similar. No, and Ben, you saw how I corrected myself, right? I said you saw the Watchmen TV show. The Watchmen TV show that's called Watchmen, Ben,
Yep.
but it's a TV show based on Watch. Okay, anyway,
You saw
um,
the Watchmen TV show, what called Watchmen,
what I can tell you is there are things that happen
that we don't talk
in
about.
St. Louis that are similar to what happened at the beginning of Watchmen.
At the beginning of Watchmen was the Black Wall Street massacre.
Exactly.
Okay.
There East St. Louis has been the victim of economic and sometimes just straight up um,
So forgive
like
my ignorance. Is East
problems.
St. Louis in Illinois?
It is.
Okay.
It is. East St. Louis in Illinois was at one point in time doing better than it is now, and
I don't
depending
like
on
where
who
this
you
is
ask. Now,
going.
if you ask people around the area, oh, it's always been bad and it's always been um, problematic, etc. People who live around that area do have a memory and do tell a story about a time when it was doing fine,
When it was
and
prosperous. Like
then
how long
people
ago are we
were
talking about? Because
around the same time, like
the
in
st-
the
yeah, this stereotypical impression I got from how bad East St. Louis was from the movie Vacation. I think that movie was in the mid '80s,
yeah,
which is about the same time when that's when New York City had a bad, like especially like the Times Square area had a bad reputation, and like America's mayor came in and cleaned everything up,
yeah.
i.e., like kicked all the homeless people out to New Jersey or something.
So it was prior to that, much prior to that.
Much prior to that.
Yeah. Um, so I'm looking up something. Mm,
Your dress? No, wait.
the East St. Louis massacre, also known as East St. Louis riot, happened in 1917.
7-0 or 1-7?
1-7.
One. So there was an East St. Louis riot in 1917.
Well,
Before
see,
that,
this
East
is the
St. Louis
thing.
was a prosperous area
Yes. Now here's the thing,
for
Ben.
the mid teens.
Here's the thing. Who calls it the East St. Louis riot? Who calls it the East St. Louis massacre?
I'm guessing white people call it the East St. Louis riot. Black people call it the East St. Louis massacre.
That is correct.
Or people who lived there called it the East St. Louis massacre.
So, dra- so 10,000.
Things I hate about you.
So so thousands of dozens of thousands, I don't know how to say it, tens of
Tens of
thousands
thousands.
of African American people left the South for East St. Louis in 1916 and 1970 as part of the Great Migration. Many of the white citizens of East St. Louis which had previously been largely white, were disturbed by this movement and by the increase of employment of black people by the city's industrial plants. On July 1st, 1917, a rumor spread claiming that a white man had been killed by a black man, and tensions boiled over. The next day, the city of East St. Louis exploded in the worst racial rioting the country had ever seen. Most violence, drive-by shootings, beatings, and arson targeted the African American community. The riots raged for nearly a week, leaving 9 whites and hundreds of African Americans dead. And the property damage estimated close to $400,000. More than 6,000 black citizens, fearing for their lives, fled the city. So that incident happened. And then other things happened after that. But the basic thing is that from that point um, forward, there's been, a, an issue with East St. Louis, and as we go forward and re-examine the records, everything like that, it appears that this is you know the making of a bad neighborhood, quote unquote, or a bad city or an economically depressed thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes has a cause, a and I'm not an academic. I don't know much about this story. Really, I'll tell you what all that I know basically is just listening to black people from East St. Louis or relatives of black people from East St. Louis when reading about the Tulsa massacre, saying, "Well, the same thing happened here."
Which was a couple years later, right? That was like
It was
1921.
19, yeah, probably around the same time.
Keep it
Around
wrong. You probably know this.
around the same area
Yeah.
of time, because
Right.
around World War I ending in both cases. So anyway, but yeah, the main thing about all of that is that many people who don't live in the area think that it's part of St. Louis, but it's not. It's across the river in Illinois. It's close to, like, um, Cahokia is in that area as well. They're all industrial like areas, more blue collar, etc.
I don't. I probably drove through East St. Louis when I was there visiting you a number of years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
Um, but if it was on the way to Edwardsville,
I don't think it is. The if
because we drove from St. Louis to
Yeah,
Edwardsville.
St. Louis routes around East St. Louis a little bit. Once again, part of the economic thing. You can get to East St. Louis
Yeah,
from there, but
but like the
you're
highway doesn't go
it doesn't
through
go
town.
through it. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
It avoids it, if I
Well,
remember correctly.
but I remember, being in St. Louis and not feeling
Oh, but
like
this
I
is the thing.
was in danger at all.
St. Louis now is much more economically depressed than it was in the 80s when I was there as a kid, right? There's a lot of stuff that doesn't engender people to wanting to stay.
Did they have
The
some
infrastructure
industries
isn't.
that closed
Yeah, well, it
to make
the
less
so
beer?
Union Station reopened, right? And that's a
Yeah.
big deal because it's like a place for families to go and like have some food and do stuff. But when we got there in 2014 and went in, there was like nothing there. It was almost a dead mall.
Yeah.
And then they got the aquarium, so the aquarium's in there now. Um, and
That's I
there's a
mean that's also
hall of
not
mirrors. There's
that's
a
also not specific of St. Louis. Malls are dying across the country.
And one of the big reasons why I was okay to leave, I loved City Museum. And
Right.
City Museum is still open, still has a special place in my heart. But when the guy who ran it died,
Did he get trapped in one of those
uh
weird
no,
underground caves?
he actually got killed on the side of a new thing that he was building.
Oh
Like
no.
somebody killed him, like he was murdered. Um
Like some we don't need to get into it if you don't know too much, but like some random killing or
apparently
wow.
some random killing.
Or like a
Uh
disgruntled employee who hadn't been paid.
I okay, now I
This
need to know.
billionaire is
No,
not
no,
paying
no. This guy's an
his
art guy,
fair
right?
wages.
Um,
I can't imagine that the guy who created the city museum was not beloved.
yeah, so City Museum, here we go. City Museum was here, Bob Casilli. Artist Bob Casilli
What a silly thing to say.
was a sculptor, entrepreneur, and creative director. And he was making something. So he made
Biscuits.
City Museum out of the uh, complex, which included the International Shoe Building offices. And he did all these sculptures inside of. You've been there, you've seen it.
We were there.
In 2000, Casilli began work on Cementland, a repurposing of a former cement factory in North St. Louis. Um, and then on September 26th of 2011, he died at Cementland. A police investigation found that he died of injuries after the. Oh no, he wasn't murdered. Well, it's a good thing I am reading
Did
this now.
something fall on him?
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. He died of injuries after the bulldozer he was driving flipped down a hill.
Oh, jeez.
Casilli's family contested the results of the investigation and hired an independent doctor, Arthur H. Combs, MD, who at the time held a faculty appointment at the University of Washington School of Medicine in St. Louis, to review the evidence. He concluded that Casilli was beaten to death, but the St. Louis medical examiner dismissed his evidence and stood by the ruling of accidental death.
So it was a mob hit.
Who knows? Hey, nice cement factory. Be too bad if something were to
Happened
change
to
it
it.
into a wonderland of sculpture and whimsy.
How do you spell Casilli?
Casilli? I might be pronouncing it wrong as well. But it um, is this Cassilly? Casilli. Bob
For the show
Casilli.
notes. So the AIs scraping the text on our YouTube video know how to spell it when we say it on the stream and they do the automatic translating.
Anyway, when he died, um, it got taken like through its paces by a group of people who called themselves the Casilli crew. They cared about him and they wanted to keep his vision alive. At some point in time, the organization uh, was, and I don't know this is outside of my realm of expertise, etc. Somehow, a like a Six Flags type It wasn't Six Flags, but a Six Flags type amusement park consortium took over the City Museum, and they
Oh, I
made a
see.
couple of rules. It used to be that you could just run in all crazy and do whatever. Now people have to stand there and make sure that you're safe when you go through the slides, all the kind of things. And
Just
prior
taking
to
the
this,
fun out of it.
prior to this happening, I was told, oh, I'm not going to be. One person who was working there was like, I'm not going to be working there anymore. Um, there's this group that's going to come in, and I don't think I'm going to stick around. And I was like, I said something like, and they were positing that this would happen. They were right. It did happen. Positing it would happen. I was like, well, why? And they're like, to avoid lawsuits and stuff. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize it. And they're like, yeah, we get sued all the time, which I
Because
thought
somebody's
was,
kid gets hurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody's kid gets lost. Somebody's kid, whatever. So I felt as though um, it was okay to leave the place behind.
Right.
If I ever go to the area and I have time or whatever, I might stop in again. I might,
Yeah.
do all that. But, it was the other thing. Oh, Ben, I hate to say it, but that it's probably my own deal. I signed up for a membership, and the terms of the membership uh were confusing in a way that I didn't like. You're
Because
you're
of the
able to bring
new.
someone as a guest
Yeah.
whenever you show up because you're a member, but only on this certain periods of days, and you didn't, whatever. Betty and I brought somebody, and they didn't get in for free because we didn't observe the whatever the rules were or whatever. So we had to pay for I mean, we paid for them, obviously,
Yeah,
but it
you
was
weren't gonna leave them in the car, but
right.
like,
It was one of those, and it was Edward. No, I do like the idea of no one's done this yet that I know of. Three dogs in a trench coat. Um, but it is just three dogs in a trench coat. Like they're howling and
trying to find their way
yeah,
out.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think I've seen that yet. Although, and I think I've told you this before. If I haven't, you need to look it up on YouTube. It's two trench coats in a kid.
Two trench coats in a kid.
Yeah, instead of two kids in a trench coat.
Right.
It's a sketch that this guy did.
All right.
It's really funny. There's a whole channel on YouTube called Characters Welcome, uh, where it's just people doing single sketch monologue things, and they're really good. It's a wonderful little group there. Those people who do that.
Characters welcome. Check it out.
Yes. Oh, speaking of checking it out, Slow Horses, Ben.
Yeah, the final episode of season 5 is now available. All
I am
6 episodes of season 5. It frustrates me that the show is so short.
yeah, but
The length of the series is very short. It's frustrating because it's a great show and I want more of it.
yeah,
Basically,
and I mean that's their problem to have, right? Kind of. I like the new
yeah.
guy. I like the new. I
Co,
mean, Co was in
he was in season 4,
season four,
but like
but
barely. He's
again,
just kind of like in the
yeah,
background. Yeah.
exactly. So he was on Preacher, the actor who
Mm.
plays Co, as one of the angels. I liked him in that.
I
Um,
I didn't get into the Preacher TV show. Yeah, I tried. I gave it a shot. I watched the first 2 episodes,
oh
and
Ben,
I
there are
just
so many more.
I I'm aware,
Okay, do
but
you
because I
know?
made up my mind that I didn't like it
Yeah,
after watching 2 episodes, I have stuck with that.
can you guess what they did in the first episode that I really liked?
No.
The fight in the car in the cornfield. was amazing.
Okay.
Do you remember it at all?
No, I
No,
don't.
obviously not.
It's been years.
Tulip, his sort of
Yeah.
co-star. He has there are two co-stars,
Just
Tulip
sort
and
of love
Cassidy.
interest, on
Yeah.
again, off again, love interest.
And I liked Cassidy as well. Uh, his thing about getting thrown out of the plane and surviving was pretty cool. But oh man, I might watch that first episode again. I like it so much. But yeah, there's a fight in a car that's happening by a road and it veers into a cornfield,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of amazing.
I was thinking about watching the first episode of Slow Horses again last night because I was watching this TV show that's on Apple that's based on the same, but based on a series of books written by the same author that wrote the books that Slow Horses is based on, Nick Herron.
Down whatever road,
Down Cemetery Road.
because I'm interested in watching it. So far, are you liking it?
So here's the thing about Down Cemetery Road. It's
Yeah,
that it's one of those shows where for the first like 50 minutes, I'm like, why
50.
am I watching 50? Why am I
Okay.
watching the show? It's so slow. I'm not interested in these characters. And then the last 6 minutes, something interesting happens. So I'm
Uh,
like, all right, I got to watch the next episode now.
See, Ben, and this is the problem with me and spoilers, quote unquote. Now that you've said that, I'm gonna be like, I'm rewatching, going, when's the 6 minute thing gonna happen? Uh,
I will admit, so the first two episodes that happened, in the final episode, the most recent episode that's available, which is episode number 3,
yeah,
that didn't happen. It was kind of like it wasn't like boring
yeah,
for the entire run, but it wasn't interesting for the entire run. It was sort of a mid grade between all right, things are now happening,
yeah,
and but there's like, but it the first two episodes ended on a cliffhanger that made you go, well, now I got to watch the next episode.
yeah.
But this one, not so much. This episode just ends on like a natural plot progression point.
Okay. We watched Chinese Ghost Story on Criterion Collection, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Okay, here's the
Do you
question,
have to
Ben.
have Criterion channel to
You,
watch it?
I think you do, but I bet you Brett Fetzer has it. If you just want to go over to his house and borrow it while he's not
Chinese
there,
Ghost Story, is that what it's called?
Chinese Ghost Story.
A Chinese Ghost Story.
Yes. Um, one of the best films of 1987, Ben. Uh, all right. So this is a weird thing, right? We're at an hour,
Red time.
but you did not start directly recording your stuff when we
I
started.
have honestly no idea how long I've been going because I'm not recording my audio at all. I'm only recording the Zoom call,
Oh,
which
okay.
records our channels independently the way I have it set up. So I
All
do
right.
have only my audio, but only my audio. And Zoom does not have a counter.
Because this is the thing that I'm worried about. You'll be able to sync up my audio, right,
Yeah, for
to
sure.
the audio that I send you. But if you're not in until later, is it just going to be my side of the audio?
Well, it
So
often is for the first 30 seconds or so sometimes when you start
yeah,
going.
I do
But
that.
but you do that knowing that you're not talking to me, you're talking to the
Yeah.
audience. But then so then there's like I don't know how long it took me to give up on audition.
Well, this is the thing that I'm wondering is do we want to
Just I mean, just oh, do we want to go for like another couple minutes?
go for another couple of minutes, or do
Well,
we
you
want
know
to
what we can do is we can kill time by looking up this moment in GudeLaurance history.
hey, why don't we do that? We haven't done that in a while, have we?
So, so I'm going to ask you the same
You
question I
asked me
ask
the
you every
same
time,
thing.
Paul, and you never have an answer.
I have no idea what we talked
Oh
about last time.
no, BenjaminLawrence.com is taking too long to respond. Oh, there we go.
Uh,
Click here. All right. Oh God, let's see. We talked about Froggy Pants.
oh
Did
wait,
we
we
talk
talked
about
about
Froggy?
Froggy Pants?
Did we talk
Did
about
we?
we talked about how to eat bread? I remember talking about that.
Okay.
And then after that was the best of spin the bottle. I don't remember doing that.
What was the best to spin the bottle? What?
I mean, I don't remember like actually doing the performance. Like
Oh,
I guess Brett had us Brett had like a spin the bottle best of night one night.
huh.
Um yeah, I think we're getting into the so we did Paul and Ben Dashing Sportsman. We did
Yeah.
Human Pinata. Because that's where we hosted Spin the Bottle. I remember doing How to Eat Bread. So we can skip the best of Spin the Bottle and go to Froggy Pants, I guess, if we haven't done it yet.
I don't remember doing Froggy Pants. So I did a song called Froggy Pants. Is that I drew a
That's l-
character.
that's later. So we did so October 6th, 2006.
Okay.
So a little under 21 years from now
Wow.
or ago.
Whoa.
Um,
What's happening?
we were hanging out at Boucher, Tiffany Diamond's creperie in
Oh yes.
Fremont, and the she had at each table paper and crayons,
Yes.
and you drew a character called Froggy Pants.
I did not realize that I drew Froggy Pants at Boucher, but how apropos.
And then at that the next spin the bottle, what you did was photocopy Froggy Pants and invited the audience to decorate Froggy Pants and take a picture of it and send it back to you.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I wonder if I put that on my live journal, Ben.
I don't have a link to a page for the October 6th, but if we, judging by how fast we're going through these, next year sometime we'll talk about the Froggy Pants song that debuted December 1st, 2006.
I wonder when I signed up for Gmail. By 2006, do you think?
I was an early adopter, and that was around 2005. Like I got a friend to send me an invite.
I'm looking up Froggy Pants. Let's see if it.
Would it have been a
Okay.
Hotmail account?
2000, 2006. Uh, October 8th. Whoa. Um,
2 days after
let-
spin the bottle.
Chris, I was about to ask you. Oh, say, um, Chris Compty says, have you received any incoming to the address you listed? I've tried several times and have had no luck getting a message to go through. I'm sure I'm sending it to the right address. I said, Chris, I was about to ask you about it. None of them seem to have posted. Some questions. I know you've got the right address. Can you send it to me in case I reply with this email? Oh, this is at Groupie. I posted it at Groupie. Do you have any special times you tried to send it? So all of the Froggy Pantses were sent to. Oh, this is from Ted. Ted O'Neill.
Like he was a groupie person, right?
Yeah, and he said, "Hey, my kids love Froggy Pants." Uh,
This makes it
and
look like I have a big bushy
hey, this is
mustache.
after you let me out of. Are you doing the Froggy Pants follow up on the December show? Think that would fit perfectly. So, was there a December show where we showed some of the Froggy Pants?
The December spin the bottle of 2006 was when the Froggy Pants song music video debuted.
Oh, and does the video have some Froggy Pants that people
Yes,
send in? Okay,
correct.
there we go. So, yeah, apparently um, I was trying to get it to post onto Groupie, and it didn't work properly. But apparently, people did send them.
Yeah,
I'm
there
wondering. I'm
there
wondering if Froggy
there are some few.
Pants and then I'm just going to put groupie,
And with that,
and we're just going to see if this made it. No. All right. Thanks, everybody.
all right.
Sorry. Now you at home know what Jennifer calls my thinking voice, where I don't actually. Oh, and Ben, just for you and the listeners who have stayed over, I'm going to tell you a little thing that happened yet again. Uh, Jennifer said something. We were in the car, and she said something like, "Well, this is pretty dumb," or "This is dumb," and I, in response, went like, and then said "dumb." Uh, no recollection of doing it. No, this is not Tourette's, but it is interesting that I have now said a couple of things without um,
Without
knowing
realizing
that
it.
I'm doing it. So yeah, Ben, it'll be up to you to decide how much of the original to keep, how much of this to keep. It's the world is your oyster.
Any or none.
And with that,
I bid
uh,
you a good keep it wrong,
have a
sir.
good keep it wrong. And how's it happening?
How's it happening? Keep it wrong.